Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Tyranitar. Now Tyranitar obviously being one of the very strong Pokemon from Generation 2, having an amazing attack stat, really good defenses. Its speed, base 61, actually isn't bad because a lot of Pokemon are base 60. Now having base 61 means you have that slight little bit more speed, that means you outspeed those typical base 60s, which there are a lot of them. And you've also got very good HP, so you've got the capability to be able to live. Now, with regards to a Trick Room, because I think Tyranitar could potentially be using the Trick Room set, but you would want Iron Ball on there as an option. Now, I've got 3 sets today for you, 2 generic and 1 Dynamax. Obviously, as always, there are slight modifications that you can do on these sets, so do them if you wish, and I'm going to talk through each of them as we go. So the first set we have is a Dragon Dance set. Now, I think Tyranitar gets Swords Dance as well, so these sets would be interchangeable. Let me just double check if we get Swords Dance. We do not get Swords Dance, I apologise, that was my mistake. But we do get Dragon Dance. Now, Dragon Dance is a really awesome move because it increases your speed and it increases your attack. Your attack is already sky high, so 1 Dragon Dance will put you at very good standings, and 1 Dragon Dance on your speed actually does make you outspeed a lot of different Pokemon. If you can get 2 up, then that's a good idea. We've also got Sandstorm as our ability. This allows for Tyranitar to basically set up the sand and for sand teams to be quite a presence. So, for example, Excadrill can come in. It can do a lot of work with its Sand Rush, for example. You've got, can't think what its name is, Dracovish, which would probably be quite a nice pairing. It'll come in, it's got Sand Rush as well, and along with Fisher's Ren can do a lot. So you've got a lot of pairings that you can put on with Tyranitar here. Move-wise on here, I've put Earthquake, powerful ground-type attack. It's a variety of different Pokemon. Iron Head, I put on here just because Steel type's nice to have, and you have got the weakness to Fairy there, being a Dark type. And then I've put Rock Slide on here as well. Strong stab, Rock-type attack. You could go Stone Edge. It's just basing on whether you want to risk the miss or if you're going doubles. Like there's several different bits that go into deciding between Rock Slide and Stone Edge. You could also run something like Crunch, because that's a strong stab move as well. Eevee's gone for max attack and max speed. I've put an Adamant nature on here, so you could go Adamant. You could also go Jolly if you wanted to make sure your speed is just a little bit higher, allowing for you to outspeed a few more Pokemon. And I've put 4 in special defense as well, just boosting that up ever so slightly. Now, our second set we have is much more of a supportive set. As I said, Tyranitar has really good defenses. It has good HP as well. On here, I've put the leftovers. Another option would be the Rocky Helmet. Now, the Rocky Helmet, if you get hit by physical attacks, means that the Pokemon loses some of their health. I believe it is an 1/8 of their health, but it might be a 16th, not sure off the top of my head. But yeah, they will lose some health. We've then got Sandstream as the ability again. The other ability is Unnerve, so they don't need their berries. I think Sandstream is probably always going to be better than Unnerve, but in certain scenarios, Unnerve might work for you. On here, we've got Stealth Rock, allowing for you to set up hazards for different Pokemon, so that makes it very difficult for flying types, fire types, bug types, ice types to come in. I think there's probably more types, but yeah, lots of types struggle to come in, and if it's a combination of those types, they take 50% of health on entry if they're not wearing heavy-duty boots, so it can be quite good to have that, as well as also forcing a move to be defog rather than potentially a setup or an attack or kind of like a Thunder Wave, for example. So having that Stealth Rock can be really good. Taunting to stop other Pokemon from setting up their hazards, or even just setting up in general. As you have nice defenses, you can live hits. We've got Toxic. It is a transfer-only move, so if you don't want to go for Toxic, you could just replace it with something like Crunch. I think you do get access to Thunder Wave. Let me just double-check that, because I know I was wrong about the Swords Dance, but you do get access to Thunder Wave, so if you want to be able to slow down some Pokemon, so let's say you have a Dragapult, for example, I think it has base 142 speed. If you want to halve that speed, that could be really beneficial for your team. On here, yeah, we've got Taunt, so stopping them from attacking. Toxic, you can start racking up damage, and also, the good thing about Toxic, I find, is it stops setup sweepers from setting up either as much as they want to, or they're very limited in the amount of time they have on the field, so that can be beneficial. And then you've got Rock Slide on here, just as a coverage move. You could go Earthquake, you could go Crunch, you could go basically whatever you want. Eevee's gone for max HP and max special defense with a careful nature symbol, special defense, less special attack, and 4 EVs in attack. You could go max defense with an impish nature if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. If you're going for the Rocky Helmet, I would recommend going max defense because that would just make sense for you. Yeah. The third set we have is a choice band set. This is Dynamax. So when you Dynamax, all 4 of these moves are relatively good. Stone Age probably arguably not as much because you won't need to set up the Sandstorm because of your Sand Stream. There is the other option of having the Smooth Rock on Tyranitar to allow for the sand to be lasting longer, depending if you're running a sand team or not. Now, I've put the Choice Band on here. Choice Band is not activated when you are Dynamax, so you don't have to worry about selecting just one move, you can select any. When Dynamaxed, your Brick Break will turn to Max Knuckle, which will increase yours and your allies' attack stats. Earthquake does the same with Max Quake and your special defense. And then Iron Head is for Max Steel Spike and your defense. So you can raise up your 3 main stats pretty nicely. You haven't got access to a flying type move to raise up your speed through Max Airstream. So again, this could possibly go quite nicely in a Trick Room team, maybe with the Iron Ball, as I said. But that's options for you to run. You've got natural bulk, so realistically you should be able to live different things. And yeah, Eevee's got max HP and max attack with an adamant nature, some more attack, less special attack, and 4 EVs and special defense. If you go for the Trick Room, as I said, go for a Brave nature because that's the minus speed nature. That is all for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.